Should you buy an already completed home, or should you buy land and build your dream home from scratch? Hi everyone, I'm Danielle Cashen with Antero Real Estate, and today we're talking about one of the most interesting questions I'm hearing from buyers right now in the South Bay. As inventory stays tight and buyers become more intentional about how they want to live, where they want to live, and what their home includes, a lot of people are asking, do I settle for what's available on the market, or do I take control and create exactly what I want? And honestly, there's no universal right answer. For some people, purchasing an existing home is absolutely the best move. It's simpler, faster, and more predictable. That's what I would do. You find something you love, you make an offer, and you move in. It's perfect. But for others, especially those who've been spent years scrolling through Redfin and Zillow through listings and never quite finding the one, building a custom home creates an opportunity to design a lifestyle, not just buy a property. So today we're walking through both sides of this decision in real depth. We'll talk about the pros and cons of each option, what buyers consistently underestimate, the specific realities of building in Santa Clara County, what the permit process looks like, and how to start thinking about which route makes the most sense for you and your family. This is a conversation I have with clients all the time, and I want to give you an honest version, not just a polished pitch. So let's dive in. So let's start with what most buyers default to, and for good reason, purchasing an existing home. One of the biggest benefits here is pure convenience. You tour homes, you write an offer, your offer is accepted, you close escrow, and then you move in. That simplicity matters enormously, especially for buyers who are relocating from out of area, families who need to get settled before the school year starts, or anyone who genuinely doesn't want the mental load of managing a construction project on top of everything else going on in their lives. We all have busy lives, I get it. The path from I want a new home to I'm living in my new home is dramatically shorter when you're buying something that's already built in a neighborhood that's already established. Another major benefit is predictability. When you buy an existing home, you know your purchase price up front, you know your timeline, you know what your monthly payment's going to be, and what it will look like, and you have a clear picture of the condition of the home through the inspections and disclosures that you receive up front before making an offer. Building is much more fluid. Material prices can change over the course of a project. Permits can take longer than anyone expects. Contractor schedules can shift. I'm sure we all know people that have built and gone through the construction process, and it takes longer than anticipated. And with an existing home, there are simply fewer moving parts. And for a lot of buyers like myself, that peace of mind is genuinely worth a premium. You're also buying into established neighborhoods, mature landscaping, walkability, proximity to shopping and restaurants, strong school districts with track records. All of that community infrastructure is already in place. You don't have to wait for a neighborhood to develop around you. You can walk the streets, talk to your neighbors, and really feel what it's like to have a community around you before you commit. And here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. Decision fatigue. When you build a home, you are making thousands of individual decisions, flooring materials, cabinet styles, the knobs on your doors, window placement, room layouts, exterior finishes, plumbing hardware. Every single element of your home requires your input. And while some buyers genuinely love the creative process, others find it completely overwhelming. That's me. If you're someone who wants to be done and moved in without an 18-month design and build gauntlet, buying existing homes is almost certainly the smarter choice. Now let's talk about the other side of this equation and why more buyers in our market are starting to explore buying land and building their own dream home. The number one reason buyers go this route is customization. If you've been house hunting in the South Bay for a length of time, you've probably run into this frustration. The lot is perfect, but the house feels dated. The kitchen is usable, but there's no dedicated office space. The location is exactly right, but you're stacked on top of your neighbors with zero privacy. When you build, you get to solve all of those problems by design rather than by compromise. You create a home that's built around the way your family actually lives, not adapted around someone else's floor plan that's existing from 1967, which a lot of these homes in Almaden were built in the 60s. You can design open concept living spaces that flow naturally into the outdoor entertaining areas. You can build a true office, a home gym, a wine cellar, a dedicated mudroom, whatever your life actually requires. Multi-generational layouts are increasingly popular, with separate wings or suites that give extended family members the real privacy while keeping everyone under one roof. And accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs, have become one of the most sought-after features in the entire Bay Area market. In areas like Almaden Valley and the foothills surrounding Silicon Valley, land often offers buyers something that established neighborhood properties simply can't deliver: space, more acreage, more privacy, better views, room to breathe and room to grow. In a region where the average lot size keeps shrinking, finding a parcel with real land attached to it and then getting to design that home that sits on that land is a genuinely rare opportunity, especially here in Almaden. There's not a whole lot of flat parcels here that you can buy and build your own dream home. Here's something important I want you to hear. Many buyers today aren't just building homes, they're building flexibility. We're seeing strong demand for properties that incorporate guest quarters, studios, rental opportunities, or entirely separate living spaces for family members. A thoughtfully designed property can create meaningful lifestyle value today while simultaneously building long-term financial value. And because truly custom, newer construction homes are extraordinarily rare in established South Bay neighborhoods, they tend to hold their value and stand out in the market in a very, very meaningful way. Okay, so this is the section that buyers absolutely need to hear, and I'm going to be straight with you because I think a lot of buyers and people go underprepared when they're talking about doing construction. Building in Santa Clara County is not always simple. The permit and planning requirements here can be extensive, and they vary significantly depending on where the property is located. If you're looking at a parcel in an unincorporated hillside area, which many of the most desirable land opportunities are, you may need soil reports, grading approvals, fire safety reviews, septic system evaluation, structural engineering, the list goes on and on before a single shovel goes into the ground. Each of those steps takes time, costs money, and requires coordination with different agencies and professionals. Permitting timelines in particular can catch buyers off guard. In some cases, the permitting process alone can add a year or more to a project. That's not meant to scare you away from building, it's just meant to help you be a little bit more realistic with your timeline and expectations. When you're budgeting for a custom home, you need to account for the full development timeline, not just the construction phase. This is exactly why buying land without doing any proper due diligence can be very risky. Before you fall in love with a parcel, a piece of land, you need to understand what can actually be built on it, whether utilities, water, sewer, electricity are available or accessible, what access requirements look like, whether slope limitations will affect the buildable area, what fire insurance looks like for that specific location, and what the total development cost, land plus entitlement plus construction actually adds up to. These aren't questions to answer after you close. They're questions to ask and answer before you even make an offer. This is also why partially entitled or nearly fully entitled properties are so incredibly valuable when you can find them. When a lot of difficult pre-construction work has already been completed, architectural plans that have been drawn, engineering done, county approvals in hand, site preparation underway, you're not starting from zero. You're stepping into a process that's already moving, and that can save you an enormous amount of time, uncertainty, and money. I always tell my clients the value of a well-entitled parcel isn't just in the dirt, it's in everything that's already been done to get it ready to build on. And the reality is, having the right team around you makes an enormous difference in this process. A strong architect, an experienced local contractor, a licensed civil engineer, and a real estate advisor who understands land and development. That team can be the difference between a smooth, exciting process and an expensive, stressful one. So how do you actually start to figure out which route makes more sense for your situation? If speed, simplicity, and predictability are at the top of your priority list, if you need to be in a home within a defined time frame, or simply do not want to manage a construction process, then buying an existing home is almost certainly the right move. There's nothing wrong with that. For a lot of buyers in a lot of situations, it's the best decision they can make. But if you've been searching for a while, scrolling on Redfin and Zillow and keeping running into the same compromises, wrong layout, wrong lot, wrong level of privacy, or if you have a long-term vision for a legacy property that functions exactly the way that your family needs it to function, then building deserves serious consideration, especially in a market where resale inventory in desirable areas remains genuinely limited. Land can open up options that simply don't exist on the MLS. One thing I'll say from experience, a surprising number of buyers don't even realizing that building is a real option for them until they start looking at land. They've mentally categorized themselves as existing home buyers without ever really exploring what a thoughtfully assembled build project might look like for their situation and their budget. It's worth at least having a conversation. One of the reasons I'm telling you this now is because we have an available parcel of land in Almaden that's 2.5 acres. So if you want any more information about what you can do to build your custom home in Almaden, feel free to reach out. I'm Danielle Cashen with Intero Real Estate. I'll see you next time.